Hi everyone, welcome to a Halloween card making video. Perfectly timed today for World Card Making Day. I'm Julia Sandboss and I'm Director of Education here at ThermOWeb, and we're happy to have you join us today for this fun card that actually is inspired by our card sketch that we have for you for World Card Making Day. I would invite you to visit our blog so you can see the sketch to see what inspired this card. I kept it very close to the sketch, but that's okay. Card sketches are there for you to follow exactly as they are or just use them for inspiration. And today I hope to give you a little inspiration on how I created this fun Halloween card that uses our flock and our Brutus Monroe toner sheets and some foil and some good stuff like that. So let's get started. And like I said, you can find the card sketch on our blog. So one of the first things I want to talk about is our new Brutus Monroe toner sheets, which is what you see on the backdrop there. They're available in both a letter size and an A2 size. And here is an example, sorry about that, reaching right across. Here's an example of the letter size and the A2 size. But what I really love is that the designs are two different sizes in scale, depending upon if you get the larger or the smaller. And here you can see the larger sun, this is cut off of a letter sheet, and these are from the A2 card. So not only do you have fun designs to work with, but you also have versatility in sizes. So the backdrop, it's made with the Brutus Monroe Really Radiant toner pack that I chose the rainbow design out of. And I wanted to give you an example of just how easy the foiling is. I've done some ahead of time here so that we can work through the tutorial. And this is just a scrap off here, but it'll give you the idea, because that way I can show you while we're doing this card making video. So this is just a scrap. You want to have it that the toner design is up, and for the foil, the color is up, the color side is up, and the dull matte side is down. And this one's kind of tricky because this is one of the only foils really in our collection that the two are very similar. You have the silver shine on the top and the duller matte gray with the almost like a line on the bottom. And that's what's going to face down and then go into what we call a sandwich. And it's not an edible sandwich, but a parchment paper sandwich. So piece of parchment paper, nice and smooth and clean. Feed in your design. You've got the foil and the toner sheet and a nice crisp edge. And you're gonna feed that crisp edge through your laminator. And I'm just gonna step aside here and let that run through so that I can show you while we're working on the card today. So for today's card, I actually chose the larger letter size rainbow print. And I know rainbow and Halloween, right? But really, anything that you choose like this, as long as you put it with the right goodies, it looks great. Now, maybe it might look a little funny if I guess you had Christmas stockings with a Halloween card, but for today, I mean, any of these designs, suns, rainbows, it's just how you put it together, and it's gonna create a really fun look for your backdrop. Okay, I'm gonna grab my foil piece so I can show you. And then turn my laminator off because mine gets cranky after a little while if I haven't fed something through it. So just take your design out, and I call this the peel and reveal. Peel that right off, and you got this beautiful foil design just like that. And that backdrop, you could do so many things. Ink, watercolor, you can stamp on it too. For today though, I did a few things ahead of time just because our Glitz Glitter Gel does have a dry time. And I used actually our Rina Neon Glitz. That's what I used to make the star background. You know, pick a fun stencil. I love this ghost one from our friends at Newton's Nook. And I actually already did that so I could use that today. And I used the suns instead of the rainbow because I figured, why not? This is a two-tone one. I used a bat stencil that only went up one side and let that dry, and then went up this side with the yellow to give two different colors. You could of course mix those colors together and create a whole new glitz color for your bats. So many options when you work with our glitz. But I inked the background, foiled it, added the glitz over the top. I do think for this project it is important to ink that background first, and that I've already done just to save some time for today, because it's really not about the inking. I know you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with that. Just adding some ink in the back like so, let that dry, foiled it, and then used my stencil, like I said. Oh, how fun is that? And then laid that down and applied the Glitz Glitter Gel right over it. Give it time to dry and you're good to go. How fun is that? So that's going to be our backdrop for today. So some other items that are on this card are from our flock, such as this tree, this adorable ghost, and I should show, I just bought these. I got these this month. Simon Says Stamp, love them, just released this Ghouls and Tree. I believe they were new, and I ordered those because I love a good tree, and those ghosts are so fun. And that's from Simon Says Stamp, and all I did was take our flock toners, our flock transfer sheets, and die cut that. Mine are a little fuzzy, and you could always use a lint roller or some tape to pick up some of that lint that kind of gets on there. But you know what? For Halloween, I'm actually all good with that. You can also, with our flock, stamp right on it, and that's what we're going to do today. I am going to grab this cute moon stamp, and he is from a My Favorite Things stamp set that I've had for a while. I'll be sure to put information in there. And all I'm going to do is grab some black ink, stamp right on here. Easy peasy. And like I said, I'm stamping right on our flock. And look at that. And then we need to die cut that little cutie. Also easy peasy. Grab my, this is not the die that's from the set, but I'm just too lazy. I grabbed one that was just literally sitting right here on my craft table. Like, oh, well, that's close. Line it up. Make another sandwich. Crafting is about sandwiches, I tell you. Might start making you hungry after a while. And die cut that cute little guy out. That way I can set that aside, put that away, and get that off the table as we move on and keep going. Okay, so let's see. We've got our moon, and I actually did ink him a little. Let's see. And I probably have actually a little ink left on my blender brush. I put a little, I could see a little color around him here. Oh, there we go. Just rub a little on there. Oh, give him a little color. See, that's how easy it is. I didn't even have to go grab another ink pad that I hadn't thought to grab. Okay, so how about let's go to this piece right here. So this is our green NV flock transfer sheets. And our flock transfer sheets, I should say, have a paper backing. Makes it really easy for die cutting, punching, things such as that. If you're going to die cut in a machine, you always want to cut on the paper side and not the flock side, because that will tear a little bit and make more of a mess, even though this is nothing compared to loose flock. I have a neat collection of punches, and this is a Martha Stewart one that's actually for Christmas. These are supposed to be icicles, but I'm like, well, that can also be grass blades, right? I mean, why limit to just icicles? So you can see it punches so easily. All I'm doing is just lining up with the last punch, and there we go. And you can also save these too and use those for some added dimension. But yeah, an icicle punch, I got grass. Now my paper trimmer is off to the side here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and trim this off so that I can create that bottom grass layer. And I'm not a measurer, I'm just an eyeballer. So I always kind of view it as, when I teach, life's too short to measure. So there you go, there's my little grass piece that's gonna be on the bottom. I'm gonna set that block piece aside. I love our flock. It's one of my favorite things. It really is. So versatile, so many ways you can use it. Oh, look at that. That's going to size out just perfectly. Okay, so the one thing I want to go ahead and do so that it'll have a time to sit is I had sprayed the grass and also the background. In fact, I'm going to actually do one other thing here before I spray. Looking for, why is it always that when you're a crafter, you're looking for scrap paper? Why is scrap paper always the thing that we're struggling to find when we're crafters? Okay, here's my scrap paper. I just realized it's at my feet while I'm saying that. And I did do a little inking on this ahead of time just to kind of darken it up a bit. And I believe it was with my Distress Oxide Mowed Lawn. I just wanted to give it a little more depth and a little more color before I sprayed it, because after all, this is a Halloween card. And you could do whatever colors you like, ink however you like. You could do black, darken it up, go to town. But I just wanted to put a little color on there, and then I also want to put a little color on here. So I have a spray box. It's not so pretty anymore, but that's the point of a spray box, isn't it? You just use it to spray. I'm going to use a little of the Rustic Wilderness spray and just give a little bit of a light mist. Sorry, I'm kind of turning that up. Oh, can you see that? Oh, that's so good. So I didn't do a full push down on the spray because sometimes it almost saturates it too much. And you have to forgive me, I'm kind of turning to my window here so I can see. Oh, that's so good. Check that out. Sometimes I'll, give that full push, but then you almost get sometimes too much, and then it starts to drown your colors out. So we're going to let these dry. Yeah, look at that big blue. That's a professional noise and description. Yeah, bleh. So I'm going to set those aside so they can dry while we do the rest. That's a good thing to do. Okay, so this cute thing here is a die that I happen to have, and I believe this is from Kindred Stamps. Love them. And this is just a piece of our Deco Foil foam adhesive. Comes in a 6x12 sheet, the same size as our flock. And all I did was just snip off a piece here. And once again, I need to die cut this. So I'm going to, and it's a double layered foam. It's got a release on both sides. So I don't want to release anything yet. Let's go ahead and put it through, and actually I might have to put this through my large die thing just so that it cuts better. So I'm going to step over while we're working here, and I'm just going to die cut this really quick, and I'll be right back in front of the camera. Some of these steps you think about and then you don't realize till later, like, oh, I could have done that one and saved you guys a little time of just listening to me. But you can hear I'm die cutting. Okay, so got my die cut, and this is our new Brutus Monroe Pewter Ripples foam. Okay, so what I did is I released this out, and then I took some scissors and just kind of caught the edge there, okay? And right there, caught the edge there. So then that releases out that amazing design. How fun is that? And like I said, this is a double layered foam. It's got 2 release liners. So we're going to take that Pewter Ripples, new Brutus Monroe foil, and flip that over to the dull side. And here's your trickiest part. You've got to peel off that liner. I actually have a few nails left. Broke them all off the other day, getting out Halloween decorations. And you try not to touch it too much with your fingers, obviously, but sometimes it just happens. And that's good. It's okay if it is actually going to fall off the edges because it's bigger than the card. Okay, and just press down on that. And then give it a flip over here. And then press over it with your fingers. That's one thing that's really important with the foam is don't really use your nails because that will gouge it. Unless you want that. And then you're just going to peel back, kind of try to catch that corner. There you go. Peel back. Now, if there's any spot I didn't get, like right there, rub it, and then go back and keep releasing it. Right there. Ooh, that right there was a little sticky spot, but that's okay. So just go to a clean spot on your foil and rub right over that. And as long as that foam is still tacky, it's gonna grab the foil. How cool is that? Love that. Okay, and let's see, what else do we need to do? We need to stamp the cute greeting. Oh, I like that. Frankly, you're amazing. That's also from, I believe, the same My Favorite Things stamp set. I'll make sure to check on that and link that. It's probably no longer available, but there are so many awesome ones out there on the market. The actual Frankenstein stamp is from our friends at Brutus Monroe, and they just released it. That's the cutest stamp set. It's called Spooky Kids, and it comes with, oh gosh, let's see, 6 characters. Here it is. It's amazing how much is on a craft table, but you all know how that works. Spooky Kids, how fun is that? And it's got cute little greetings too. I just happen to like this greeting with him. There's no rule that says you can't mix and match all your goodies. I am not an expert colorer, but I can tell you I just used my Copic markers and did some coloring. We've got the Frankly Now, You're Amazing. And once again, I'm just going to take one of my blender brushes that I'm certain has some ink left on it and just hit some of the edges. I've always been one of those crafters that doesn't really like a white edge. And I'm going to go back and grab a little bit of that orange brush that has some on it too. And there you go. Frankly, that looks adorable. Okay, I think we're ready to build the card. So I have, let's see, a black A2 card base, and it's right in front of me. And I am going to use it horizontally to build my little scene here. Sometimes what I'll do is, I know this is funny, like I can line it up on my grid on my table and use that just to keep it, purple tape, keep it in place as I work to make my little scene here. And then it's gonna stay. And I like my glass mat, but it does make things move around, as I'm sure you all have experienced too. So hopefully this is almost dry. I can see there's a damp spot right there. So of course where I got that larger little puddle, and I'm gonna try to just gently tap that a little bit right there, because I think that might have been a full day of drying on that spot. I'm gonna trim this a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna give myself a little mark just so that I keep to kind of the right size there. Okay, I'm gonna trim off the bottom because I don't need that, but you can always keep that. Always keep your little scraps there. Okay. Oh, that looks so good. And I need to make sure it's cut. Yeah, it's like sized perfectly. How did I do that? So we're gonna use our memory tape runner XL. I love this from ThermOWeb because of the fact it's easy to use and it works well, but it's also refillable. So this is a tape runner versus a dot runner. We sell all different types of runners, but put a little of that on the back, and then let's place that down on the card. So good. Okay, now we got to build our scene. So I'm using the prior card to help me, but we had, let's see, we had a wiggly tree. Love that. Oh, we have the moon, and for that we want to use some foam. We definitely have foam at ThermOWeb. You can buy it in our pre-packs, or now we have these mega rolls, which I absolutely love. So I'm just going to cut off a small amount off the roll. You could, though, just, you know, use a little square on the back. I'm going to put that on the back. Here's one of my tricks for working with our foam. Take your nail, just hold it in the side of the squishy part of the foam, and voila. You can peel off the release liner just as easy peasy as that. Okay, Mr. Moon, you're gonna go here. Okay, so we have, let's see, I'm looking for, where is my foiled? It's right here in front of me. Don't you love that? Oh, I'm gonna figure out, let's see, he's gonna go probably about right there. And this is real life card making. You guys know how this goes. Placement. And then he's gonna go about right there. I like that, but I actually think I want him to stick out a little more. Yeah, a little higher. So around here. Okay, so you can use our Ultrabond liquid glue, which I like using the liquid glue for when I have more dimensional projects. I do feel like it has a better tendency than, say, my runner to grab and hold in those spots where there's, you know, the glitter gel and all those kind of things. So we're gonna put that on, okay? Make sure I'm not, yep, I didn't put it on every branch. I don't tend to over glue. And I'm gonna just set him in here. Oh, I wanna pull you over just a titch. Perfect. And, you know, I do realize I'm gluing over glitter, or glitz, I should say. And I don't need every branch to sit down. I actually like it to stand up and have some dimension. Okay, so let's get that up there. So remember, this has another liner. We're gonna peel that right off the back. And this is when it's gonna get really super sticky. And this is more of a delicate design, so you wanna be careful as you're releasing all those little tombstones. Perfect. And I'm gonna have a little extra on the side, and that's okay too, because we're gonna trim that off. Okay, I'm gonna bring him up and see why I didn't wanna glue all those tree branches down, because look, now I can layer right under. There we go. It wants to really stick to me. Our foam is amazing. And I'll trim off those ends in a moment. Okay, and then let's get that grass down. Remember, this is a paper backing. You can put adhesive right on it. The runner is perfect for that. We're not gonna worry about those edges. We'll trim those off once I have that on there. You can see me lining it up for real. Okay, now we got this little cutie patootie. I had him flat. I did not pop him up because of the fact that I popped up that greeting. So let's get a little foam behind that greeting. And again, I'm just gonna cut a little bit off of my roll. Okay, I just eye it. I need about, yay. And put that right on the back of that sentiment. Press it down a little. Like I said, use your nail, kind of hold in the side and release. Good. Set that aside. And I think I like it kind of like right around here. And then I can put him under. All right, let's put a little adhesive on this guy. So cute. You could also do the Ultrabond, the liquid. Oh, that's so good. Hey, cute dude. And then the ghost, I'm gonna just use actually runner right there and there, and kind of tuck him in here too. Oh yeah, let's lift up some of these little leaf blades, excuse me. And there we go, tuck him in there. Now the other one I did black eyes. I did die cut a black ghost so I could do the eyes, but I like this one because of the fact that there's some yellow showing through with the ghosts that are behind him. So how cute is that? Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is just peel these off and then fold my card, and then I can trim that excess right off. And done. Get to this side. And done. Okay, and I did not stamp another greeting, which I need to do. But I am a firm believer that all cards should have something inside. I will put probably another greeting in there. This little cutie patootie, he's going in here. I'm gonna probably add a little sequin for him down here. I don't believe that we should just decorate the outside. We should be also decorating the inside. So many, I can stamp another sentiment, which is what I usually do, and then I decorate the inside of my cards as well. You know, and some other ideas is like you could use some other die cuts. Those could get tucked in back there, make a little mini scene. But here you go. So this is based off of our World Card Making Day sketch perfect for Halloween. Frankly, it is amazing, isn't it? With our flock and our Glitz Glitter Gel, our Brutus Monroe toner sheets, and foils, more flock for the tree, and of course our tape runner and our Ultrabond adhesive, and let us not forget foam, because I couldn't even function without our foam. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and stay tuned for more tutorials.